We've had some really important information coming from Embark's design lead Virgil Watkins in an interview with GamesRadar this week, and we'll be talking of new content coming in Ark Raiders with an updated roadmap, such as new maps, weapons, objectives, and enemies, which were covered in that interview. We'll also be covering a possible new map condition coming to what I anticipate to be Dam Battlegrounds, but it very well could spread further in Speranza. Finally, there's also a new The Finals Collab Cosmetic to be obtained, which we'll cover in this video. But before we jump into the news, welcome to the channel if you're new around here. My name is Dan and I create Ark Raiders content ranging from trials and loot guides, patch notes and news videos such as this one, and more. So if this sounds like something you need, then please consider subscribing to the channel for all future content, and remember to smash that like button if you enjoy the video. Not to mention the fact that a huge 98.7% of you watching aren't actually subscribed. So if you find even 1 point of value in my content, please do sub to show your support. So then, in an article on GamesRadar by Austin Wood, Virgil Watkins, the design lead at Embark, shared some details about Embark's target cadence for releasing new content, like maps, weapons, objectives, and of course Ark enemies. He quoted, "I believe we're going to be putting out a chunk of a roadmap for the upcoming months. So I think it's safe to say that we'll be getting some very big reveals very, very soon." One crucial detail Virgil goes on to say when speaking about deciding on cadence is a lot of it for us is trying to see how we can move the experience forward, and continues with, of course adding a new map has its own novelty, and it's a new place to play and do that. But what else? Thematically, gameplay wise, how do the enemies and the items and the experiences in that map all points towards something? It's kind of getting that thematically cohesive stuff together that feels like, oh guys, the whatever update has just come out for Ark Raiders, let's go and check that out. That's what we're really trying to template out for the coming months. So my takeaway from this then is that they're not going to rush with release timings overall, and also revealing said roadmap for those releases. They want everything to feel like it's going to click as such and make sense in many of the minor details, which I think other live service games actually miss the mark on. New content is always great, and we want that as a player as much as developers and companies like Embark need it to keep the cash coming in. But I want it to be as polished as possible wherever possible. But let me know in the comments below what you think of Virgil's interview, and of course I'll leave a link in the description for the full article if you want more details. So next up then we have the incoming toxic map condition, or so we think, that can actually be seen in-game via the trials screen, as shown in this screenshot here. There's an interesting mechanic, if you can even call it that, within Ark Raiders, where if you have the game running and you adjust your computer's date and time manually into the future, the game actually shows you things that aren't readily available yet. I have no idea if Embark plans to change this, but actually recently we've had confirmation that this method isn't just a speculative way to investigate any upcoming change. In the Expedition project in December, there was actually information shared in the exact same way about how to access a stash value screen, which could be found using the exact same method. Although of course the map condition can only remain speculative at this point, I think this has a very high chance of being accurate. And speaking of speculative, what do you think the Toxic Swamp map condition is going to bring to the game? Is it new mechanics, new enemies? Definitely I think new trials are going to be most likely, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Personally, I think also it wouldn't be surprising if we have a very similar mechanic as we did with Cold Snap, but instead of Frostbite, we have maybe some kind of limited time to actually breathe outside during the event maybe, resulting in a similar type of movement pattern for us as raiders in the outdoors at least. But again, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Finally then, we have another collaboration that's been dropped by Embark for the finals, and you should find this message in your inbox, and it reads, "Hey Raider, unlock an exclusive outfit in Ark Raiders by completing a special contract in The Finals, the world's first dynamism shooter from Embark Studios. Be sure to connect to the same Embark ID in both games." And of course we have a graphic visual underneath showcasing what the skin looks like, and furthermore we also had this video dropped by Embark Austin in Discord.
The Santa Maria houses.
Of course, alongside the video, she posted, Raiders, handshake contestants. Where the Rust Belt ends, the world's greatest game show begins. Download the finals, sign in with your Embark ID, and play 3 rounds to earn the free Rider Red outfit. Again, here, I've honestly been so impressed with Embark's behaviour and approach to not only player retention, but these types of cosmetic rewards which can be obtained for free. Yes, of course, there is an element of carrot on a stick going on here, right? But cosmetics are a staple of many games nowadays, and who can say no to a free skin? Anyway, sound off in the comments with your thoughts about these recent updates, and once again, thank you very much for watching and tuning in. Please remember to like the video if you enjoyed the content, and of course hit that subscribe button for more future Arc Raiders content, and I hope to see you in the next one.